goals or plans for the summer?
I'm trying to make sure I keep up my grades and make sure I don't get in trouble in class.
So you're playing summer basketball league. Are you doing anything academic? Any studying to get ready for next year?
Well, I'm in like summer school. It's a class that helps you get ready for next year's math.
Oh, excellent. So you guys still have homework to do all year round?
Yeah, but it doesn't give homework. It's just like she gives you like worksheets and you put it in a binder, and at the end they'll give you back your binder. You can look it over for next year.
Okay.
We also have some workbooks for practice exams.
How do you balance your time between academic and sports or just hanging out?
Usually, sometimes a combination of all three. Sometimes we, do all three. It just depends on what activities. Not very structured, I think. Sometimes we start off with some academic stuff, but sometimes we just end up hanging out and talking about, his girlfriend or school and what's going on in his life, and then we kind of move on from there. And it's different mentors have different relationships with their mentees, and so some are very structured in terms of they always meet at a certain time and they always do at a certain location and do some things. And my attitude is a little more laid back, I guess, so it's not as structured. So I think that may suffer a little bit because then there's not as much emphasis on one particular topic, but we bounce between all three. I mean, do you agree? What do you think?
Yeah. So like he said, we mix all three together to make sure that we're understanding each other.
Community. The school district pays for about 2/3 of our operating costs. The rest of the operating costs come from private donation, grants, and gifts from the local community.
Wow.
And we have a scholarship fund that helps give our students college scholarships, and 100% of those funds come from local donors as well.
That's fantastic.
We're lucky to be in a community that values education this way.
Absolutely. When you, how does someone learn more about Blue Ribbon? Do you have a website?
You can certainly go to our website. You can just go to the school district's website and click on the volunteer page. You can Google Blue Ribbon Mentor Advocate. Or you can look up blueribbonmentors.com.
Sure.
We also have a Facebook site if people want to look for us and become our friend on Facebook.
Fantastic. And have you found that the mentoring relationship stretches outside of the school year even?
Absolutely. Mentors spend time with the students outside of the school day. They set their own schedule of when they would work with a student, and the relationship goes year-round.
Mm-hmm.
So a relationship might do some different stuff in the summertime. You can have a little more fun and not do as much school-related activities.
Sure.
But you can also do some amazing things. Just talked to one mentor who took her student who's a rising junior on a week-long college tour through Virginia.
Wow.
And DC and up on into the Northeast. So there's some great opportunities that you can provide to students.
Excellent. And do you all try to arrange any events or things like that for the group?
We do. We do a number of things that we call social and cultural enrichment, which would be opportunities to give kids a chance to do some things they wouldn't do otherwise. We might take them to see a play or a Durham Bulls game or something fun. We take the students and their mentors together. We also have a graduation celebration to honor our seniors every year, and a picnic during the summertime to pull together all of our mentors and mentees and their families. And then we do a series of college and career exposure events throughout the year as well. So we're always trying to find ways to bring our students together and build a positive peer network amongst them and give them some opportunities that we think they could benefit from.
Excellent. And tell us about some of the challenges that you've seen. What are some of the biggest challenges that the students are facing, that the families are facing, and that you all have been running into growing the program?
Well, I think the biggest challenge that we struggle with as far as the students go is certainly academic success.
Mm-hmm.
We have students that are all across the academic spectrum, students who would be at the top of their class and students who would be at the lower end. I often give the example of us having the proverbial last student in the class one year, where number 431 out of 431 was in our program. And so we had to do everything we could to help that student finish, because if you think about dropouts, he would have been the next one to drop out.
Right.
But he didn't. And so making sure that students have the academic support that they need is often our biggest challenge. That includes what type of academic support we need to help provide outside of the school, as well as advocating to help the schools figure out what they need to do to provide adequate support to the students. But we also get involved in other aspects of students' lives. If there's something going on that isn't really particularly related to academics, but is something that we feel like is impacting their full development, it could be adolescent issues that are going on with substance abuse or sexual activity, it could be anything. We get engaged with those and trying to work with their parents and help find some positive resolution for those activities. So there's not much in a child's life that we don't get involved with.
Sure. So when a mentor with the parents are discovering these problems, are you able to connect the mentor and family with the resources potentially to begin to address those?
Absolutely, because our expectation isn't that a volunteer, a mentor, would solve all of those problems. Many of those things are beyond what a volunteer has the capacity to do.
Right.
And so what the mentor can do is advocate by helping us identify what the problems are, and then we can connect the family with resources to help.
Gotcha. And we've talked a lot about the characteristics that make a good mentee or a good student for the program. What are some of the attributes that you look for your mentors?
Well, if you want to be a mentor, the primary thing is that you have to be interested in spending time with a child.
Sure.
From that point, we just want to know what you're interested in, what you like to do, what your personality is like, and then it's our job to find a child that's going to be a good match for you.
Gotcha.
But there's not a whole lot of criteria that we have to have in place.
Other than the two-year commitment.
You have to make a 2-year commitment and be willing to spend at least 2 hours a week with a student. Your mentors have to be over 21 years old, and we do a full background screening that would include a criminal background check and a driving history check.
Gotcha. And so from that basis, you now have 100?
We have about 100 mentoring pairs that are currently in the program. We've had 24 students that have graduated from high school, and some of them still have very active mentoring relationships, even though they're now 20, 21, 22 years old.
Fantastic. So if someone is interested in making a difference in this way and becoming a mentor, what's the easiest way to reach out to you?
Look us up online or give me a call. You can reach me at 918-2170.
Fantastic. Well, this is BJ Lawson. I'm talking with Graig Meyer of Blue Ribbon Mentor Advocate, which, as we've been learning, is a community volunteer-based counseling and mentoring program, well, mentoring and advocacy program for students here in the Chapel Hill-Carrboro area. Is it limited to just the Chapel Hill-Carrboro School District, or does it serve broader Orange County?
It is. We're a school district program, so we only serve students who are enrolled in the school district.
Gotcha. And are most of your volunteers then from the Orange County, Chapel Hill area? Or?
Most are. I mean, we have some volunteers that come from a little bit farther away because they're attracted by the quality of volunteer opportunity that we can provide them.
Okay.
But most of our volunteers are from this community.
A week can really make a big difference in the young person's life.
Sure. So Richard, how was it that you decided to get involved, and what has been the impact on your life?
Well, I mean, I got involved through a friend who was already a mentor, and then knowing Graig Meyer, who's the Blue Ribbon coordinator, and it's really meant a lot. You know, I think he's been very supportive in terms of giving different activities and suggestions and helping mentor-mentee relationships. And I've actually lucked out because Jamison's very pleasant to work with, and so I've really enjoyed it and taken a lot. I mean, it's just learning more about the school system and the different trails and tribulations of growing up in
What's that? We're doing a public access TV show. So, good stuff. Can I get a cup of the Carolina Crunch? Just one. Yes? Yeah, they don't make it anymore. I know.
So, I've been in Blue Ribbon since I was in 4th grade, and now this is my senior year. It makes 8 years. And what they told me is that most people they're carefully selected and recommended for Blue Ribbon. It's less of a big buddy program and much more of a mentoring program. It offers a lot of support academically, emotionally, everything. They work carefully to match you with someone that they think you're compatible with. They make sure they know that you're safe and everything. Blue Ribbon has opened a lot of doors, not just with my mentor personally, but also college and just meeting people, networking, all types of things. I'm really thankful, actually. I think a lot of people benefit from Blue Ribbon because of it also teaches you leadership skills.